Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. A newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Better see what the postman brought today.
Tension between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate happens. Okay. Stand with Hawkling disappearances of bodyguards, okay. Huh. Okay.
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting. Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming. Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
I like this. Oh, okay. Press C. And tab. Oh, tab for it. Okay. So I get to pick out my clues, huh? I kind of like that. Okay. Well, obviously, I gotta go with the... I mean, naturally, I don't think Sherlock Holmes would have worn that. I feel like he would have been more of a top hat person. Feathers are cool. I'm just gonna take the motif like this. Actually, it's really like a... I don't want, like... They're all stupid. I want it like a light covering. Fake bruises? No. Oh, Watson suit. Okay. That one, naturally. Okay. Press Z. Bring it in space. No.
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh.
You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of The Strand. Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson.
Cool, now I can take the day off.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
Okay.
Did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Okay.
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings.
Okay. Newsboy said the suspicious man was carrying a stack of books, and this morning, Mr. Barnes, the local bookseller, delivered a novel for Dr. Watson, a cactus spine for assassination, a loud bang.
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but
Get
he
the
also
Strand.
has his scruples.
Get your copy of The Strand here.
Every pawn knows it's part of a game.
Alright, so if this is the same layout as the original game, it's down the road, down the left road, take a right, take a right and then go down the road, and then it should be on the left. Or right here. Oh, that's close enough. Hey, that's a bakery. Oh, fuck. Oh, here it is. So, close enough. Almost in general area. I unpin this, is very distracting. C. Hello, Mr. Assassin. Bags underneath the eyes. Newspaper ink. Quite possibly. Leans heavy on his right side. Okay, and then shoes. Wants to look taller, eh? Workaholic? Blackmail victim. This looks like he's working too hard.
Mr. Barnes? A word. Oh, for goodness
Goodness sakes. Barnes, I just want to talk.
Who, Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you coming.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about the reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with
Important things.
important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it to pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to... The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood. I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
Exotic plant catalog? Okay. Everlasting plants for everlasting love? Okay.
Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby. So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
Aww. Right, anything behind the counter? No? Okay.
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is. An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible. The finest view London has to offer.
That sounded sarcastic.
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
Okay.
Familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin? The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Okay, observe. Observe, there we go. Alright, wake up. Alright, this is husband. Oh, you know, shoes. You always start the shoes.
Mrs. Fleming, you look particularly lovely today. Is there a reason?
Does a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
No, but your distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody. Merely a keen eye and some simple deduction.
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
What evidence am I providing? Oh, broken vase. Where's the broken jackpot? The murder victim.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
Okay, okay.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
Okay, ask her what she thinks of.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy, so we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played.
That's why
He
you got a
was
dog
quiet
too?
and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
Okay, so why is okay, the play catalog. Miss Fleming's. Oh, almost. Oh, Diff Flowers is displaying. There we go. Barnes displays a bouquet of dying flowers for track the florist. He may hope she'll come to the shop and give him watering advice.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
People don't tend to come out for flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door.
Door-to-door flower salesman. I don't think that'll go over very well.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled. You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You placed flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer.
Barnes,
Fucking
it's
crap.
Dr. Watson. Rest assured, we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone,
Please get
including
out here.
Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus and your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally.
I'm a bookseller.
I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
Locals at Port of London were awakening last night, which loud bang and smoked peace. Explosions? Jesus Christ.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No? Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries.
I want
Doesn't
to know
have
how
mean
this
anything.
friendship started.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But,
It's brilliant. Let's go.
oh,
Oh,
good.
oh, shit,
Well,
okay.
his house is nearby. Come.
This way. It's right here.
Not much further now.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. It's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahir breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Can you describe him?
Tell me about Kimahir.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen. And as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
Oh, goody.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
Escaped?
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
I take it this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
I mean, who would want to leave all the cabbage?
Did Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No, no. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started.
Why would he
We
need
shall
money
first
for?
take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
Okay. Wait, does that have two wardrobe? Why do I get more wardrobe? Huh.
A scrap of Hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them.
Huh. That's a beast nut oil.
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here. A Maori nose fruit. Ngurus, they're called. Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? Bottom chops. The remains of a meal. A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan.
The ashes are long
That's an
since
opioid,
cold.
Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
No air coming through it. Is this a tanifar, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills.
No air coming through it. No air coming through it.
Okay.
Could have left these tracks. They seem fresh. The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney. This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Oh, there it is. There we go.
A small navy spyglass.
Okay.
Looks like a knee print. Chewing tobacco. A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
Okay.
someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
Okay. Why is it working now? Okay. Okay.
Surveilling from afar,
There we go.
the intruder
Jesus
waited
Christ.
for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
Now I need a key.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know. Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
Truly, there is no better evidence of a man's nature than the way he treats those who help him. And you, sir, are a brute. The cruelty of your ignorance about the Maori people, your selfish attitude to a man's kidnapping.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
I will not be long, Captain. What does it say? What does it say? No seams or torn fabric on this doll. Likely one-legged by design.
Welcome to the hunt. Hey ho, tree pigeon, ravens. Another treasure hunt upon you. With the clue in hand, it's up to you to find all the dolls. Oh.
The treasure hunt. Used to do lots of those in my childhood, myself and...
Is it a call for help? A bad joke?
or both. Better not risk leaving this matter ignored, don't you think? Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair. Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimihia's cart, I gather. Roy Soulsby. That be the name of our man. A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done. A large pile of horse droppings. Many cigarette butts. Someone stood here for hours. There was a cab waiting here. Our abductor slipped in and then off into the night.
I wanted, what's a doll? That one. Oh, that one pins. Okay.
model of a homely room and fireplace. Chimney bears a peculiar form, like it's meant to have something put inside. Looks like a factory to me. Wonder what could get the gears inside moving. A small minecart. Endearing, if disturbing. Looks like putting something in the slot may get the gears inside to move. Anne.
Okay, found Anne.
Children's clothes, judging by the size.
Okay, that's near the water. Next to a box. Oh, that's the one I just found. That's the one I found, okay.
Padlocks have names etched onto them. Anne, Tom, Charles.
Okay, well.
What a grim view.
Okay, well. I found Anne, and
Excuse me, just one question.
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
damn it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Okay, here we go. So, we come in here. Oh, there it is.
A miner with a sooty face. At least, in doll form. What's this?
Okay, welcome to the hunt. Looks like the marketplace. Okay. Okay.
unnaturally bent legs, yet they look to be a design choice. Seems to be for me.
Probably teleport around, but the map is so small, it's just walk around, I guess.
Charles.
Okay, okay.
Tom. Tom, Charles, Anne, and Mary. Last doll seems recently made.
Death by blood. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Smug. Oh, no. I have a bad feeling. Mary gonna die of drowning. So smart picture of mall. You made it, you fat.
Not sure I like the treasure hunt's ending.
Could we
Yeah.
really have saved her, Holmes?
No. Solving this crime is beyond my reach. It is society who must work on sparing children from death by hard labor.
Well, now I feel sad. What are the sealer knot? But no, wait, no. Calling card. And then footprints. Okay. Spyglass. It was a sailor. Okay. Where does this trail lead? Well, let's use the calling card. Okay, not calling card. missing people.
The Strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
Where's the cab? Where's cab? Cab. 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 Oh, did I, it's all,
Where to go? The Port of London, please. I will show you where to stop.
what are you doing in my closet? Cat.
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
Do not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps. Before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that...
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer, placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued.
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. But without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimmer here?
Labor? I don't know. Well, let's get open pen M. Okay, so pen it. Okay, Bubba.
Excuse me, just one question.
I think I can help you.
Oh. Sorry. The man usually wanders close to the docks. Oh, thank you. Neat.
hardly a reputable establishment.
I've seen worse.
Oh, that's the exit for that one. Oh, another exit, and another exit.
Greetings, miss. I'm hoping you can help us.
We shall soon see.
Trying to hide.
Your clothes are already tight, and soon they won't fit at all. How far along are you?
I thought I'd hidden it better. How did you know? Are you a doctor?
In a manner of speaking.
He's not. He merely has the ego of one. I apologize, miss. Mr. Holmes is fond of his observations, but I am the doctor here, not him. Do you need any help?
I'm fine, thank you. Would rather not discuss my condition, nor let word of it spread.
My colleague and I are seeking a burly man, above average height, with workman's boots.
Half my customers, then. Your description hardly narrows things down.
Are you familiar with a Roy Soulsby?
Roy Soulsby? I know the name, but he's not one of my regulars. My guess is that he works somewhere around here.
I heard tell of a recent explosion in the port. What do you know of it?
Ah, yes. Something exploded in a ship's cargo hold. Caused a terrible blaze. The sky was red with smoke till morning.
Where precisely did it occur?
The ship sank near the 3rd pier, next to the dockyard.
Red flags hanging over the entrance of her house. And so, well... Getting lost.
Is there a doctor? Man is very sick here.
It sounds as though those people will need my help.
The coffin won't go away and the doctor's too pricey.
Red cloth.
Hello, lad. Is this where I may find Dea?
You read the poster? Yes? You know what my brother Girves is?
Sadly, no. Well, not yet.
Okay.
Where did you last see Girves?
He worked at a, warehouse. This man, Roy Solby, gave him the job. He paid him a necklace.
Do you still have the necklace that Soulsby gave to Girves?
Girves left it near the, shrine. I tried to sell it to buy medicine, but no one wanted to buy.
I want to speak to Dea. Is she around?
Amma, my mother, she got sick after the fire. Big red smoke. She couldn't breathe, so I took her to the doctor. Now I am in charge.
How would you describe this Soulsby?
He was big and strong. He had a big scary eye.
Scary, you say?
Yes, like it was made of metal.
Don't go anywhere.
I miss Girves. Do you think he's okay?
Probably not, kid. I'm sorry. Oh.
This cheap pendant looks like silver, but it's only made of tin. No surprise the boy couldn't sell it.
Okay. Let's go back.
Hello, this is Dr. Watson. We'll take a look at your friend.
You like to watch how a man suffocates himself for food?
Can I ask you a question?
Sorry, sir. Can't help you.
The subject is hyperventilating. He has a pale face and dilated pupils. Freshly dug up treasures, it seems.
Everything ends up in a river. It's a good thing these
The
people
water
take
has a
something
curious
from it.
whitish tinge to it. Dilated pupils, decolorized skin, necrosis. What do you make of this, Doctor?
All signs point towards acute poisoning. It could possibly be due to chemicals. I won't jump to any conclusions.
Is this familiar to you?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. Just silence.
May I ask for your assistance?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry, sir. I can't help you. Excuse me, just one question. Sorry, sir. I can't help you.
What are you looking at? You like to watch how a man suffocates himself for food?
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Oh, sorry, I know nothing.
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
It appears that the saltpeter explosion rattled the locals. Can't blame them for staying home.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't know anything.
Oh shit.
The coffee won't go away. It's too pricey.
Okay, so you
Pile of rotten food. It carries danger, but not of the kind that we witnessed.
okay. Like, how far away is the clues? A pig dead?
The coffee won't go away. And the doctor's too...
Maybe down Rivermore? Oh,
Gruesome. It's been decomposing for weeks. If this were the origin of the disease, it would have started sooner than a few days ago. The waterway goes under the buildings. We'll need to find other open sections in order to continue our search.
oh, hello. Didn't mean to intrude. Okay. Okay.
Ma Dalton swears she saw ghosts in warehouse too. The coppers even went over there.
No,
Must be serious.
another house.
Human waste. Despite looking fairly hazardous, I doubt it could cause such acute poisoning.
Okay.
This pipe disposes of wastewater from a factory. A possible culprit, but would likely have caused trouble a long time ago. Moving on. I can't see any other major source of contamination in this section of the waterway. Perhaps another place. A recent cart crash. Phenol, a dangerous substance often used as a sanitizer, coming from Spade Chemicals.
Okay. play. Never load this trolley with more than half a truck. Okay. The fish. The fish.
The fish's scales have decolorized. What a disaster.
Let's see if we can find that.
Good evening, Constable.
Oh,
I
shit.
heard some people talking of ghosts in this warehouse.
Gossips, all of them. An old lady neighbour saw some lights and ghostly shapes in the middle of the night. She heard music too. Turns out this was the warehouse of Grandpa Kujak. He owned a business with theatre props for scary shows. I went in and... well, it is a bit creepy. But I think it was probably just some kids fooling around.
Do you mind if I take a look inside?
Not at all. It's like Madame Tussauds, only worse. I'll be on the beat round the pub for the rest of the night. Damned explosion. Good night, sir.
Yeah, I'll come back here in a second. I think that might be it. Hello?
Barrels of phenol from your company ended up in the canal. It has poisoned people. You will need to clean it up properly. Otherwise, we will inform the authorities.
What the? We will call the cleaning brigade immediately. I hope this can stay between us.
No problem. That's all I need to do, right? I need to tell them. Okay. Okay, so let's depend on you for a second while I try to figure out how to get back to the... There's 8, 10... Is there a map? Thank you. God, it's so fucking confusing.
Gentlemen, the doctor here and I have found the source of the contamination. Spade Chemicals will take care of it.
That's pretty good news. But how long will it take? And what about our friend? Will someone pay for his treatment?
Pressurize the company. But for now, get rid of the stained clothes and rinse any phenol-affected skin. No one else should touch the canal today.
Thank you, we'll do that. Let's go to the chief doctor for help.
Right, and now... Now, back to Warehouse 2. Figure out where Warehouse 2 is again. Warehouse section, right? 3, there's 2. Okay.
An effective contraption. It still works.
handprint, obviously.
They opened the casket and left marks.
Okay.
There was a box in the coffin. It was removed quite recently.
Oh, blood.
A herbal odor with an
never mind,
acidic
no
base. Liquor?
Okay, the paint, yeah.
Phosphorus, used recently.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's on the wall.
Where is this going?
The fuck? Look how they do a backflip.
Who is this intended to scare? Several crates are missing.
Okay.
No brand or markings. It looks like a bulk product. Somebody had fun.
I want to do that.
That's most likely the ghost the old lady saw through the window.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Inspired by the legend of Sleepy Hollow.
I'm missing something somewhere.
Bottles of various shapes and sizes. I detect a mix of chemicals and aromas.
Okay. No, no. That would make sense. Okay. Okay. There's the last one, okay. The track?
A small cart left those tracks.
Okay, yeah, I thought I clicked on that though. Okay, whatever. There we go.
Somebody played with phosphorus to give the illusion of ghosts or ectoplasm. In reality, they were here to mix a few ingredients and prepare a solution of some sort. Then they took a box hidden inside the casket. And they left through that gate with a small cart.
Nope.
Dr. Tippett's electric pectobrain. Patent medicine of the future.
This is a patent medicine. A quick fix at an expensive price that drags the patient slowly into death.
The coffin won't go away, and the doctor's too pricey.
Where are we? The field hospital? The cart from Warehouse 2.
Very young, right? This way. Shoes. Oh shit, no shoes. Okay. Almost a doctor. Look at the charlatan.
Good evening, sir. Are you the gentleman who sells that intriguing pecto-brain beverage?
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Dr. Thomas Tippett, and yes, its proud inventor and purveyor.
Are you a doctor? You seem remarkably young.
I'm self-educated. I help people in need around these parts with my medicine.
Helping, as in bringing to the grave?
That is unfair, sir. The virtues of my invention are to calm the nerves, to stop coughing due to the endless smog, and to help children to sleep.
Has your beverage been tested by your peers or any medical authority? I am a doctor, and it appears that you are playing with people's lives, people who place their trust in you to ease their pain.
People need help, and drugs are expensive. My formula helps, and it's inexpensive. The product is dispensed from here only, so dose and usage are controlled. I looked into other patented medicines. They contain harmful or useless substrate, and they're sold in respected shops and pharmacies.
Do you realize what you are doing? You are playing with people's health.
You're a doctor. Take a look at my product. You won't find mercury, radium, lithium, or any other toxic substances drowned in alcohol and sold freely by so-called health professionals. I can show you how I work. Let me help people.
Watson, what do you make of this situation?
I'm not sure. Patent medicines can be a scourge, yes, but he is not entirely wrong in practice.
Why the haunted warehouse?
Well, nobody was using it, and people are afraid of ghosts. It kept them away until today. What I do is not entirely legal, but I do help people.
What do I tell the police chief now?
Constable, I'm afraid we saw some troubling signs, unnatural even, inside the warehouse. Dr. Watson here can confirm it, and he's a specialist. It would be best to stay away for now.
Really? I'm 99% sure that ghosts don't exist, gentlemen. I won't report this to my colleagues after my shift. Some of them might be the naive sort who scare easy.
Okay, now back on track. Where the fuck was I going? Haunted house done, silver tide done. Close to the docks. I'm walking around circles, I'm lost.
Help me, please.
I think I can help you.
Where is the exploded ship? Tier 3! I'm assuming this is it.
Not in the mood, mate. Shoo!
Pardon me, sir. I am looking for Roy...
Oh, not again. Yes, I'm Roy. But I can't help you find your uncle or whoever you've lost.
Now, what makes you think I would inquire about missing people?
You are the fourth person to ask this week. Just because I work at the port doesn't mean I keep track of everyone who comes here.
You say we are not the first to ask you about a disappearance. Do you recall anything about those who came inquiring?
I only remember the foreign woman. I didn't catch her name, but those are her posters hanging up everywhere. She has badgered me twice now, but I still don't know nothing.
And this woman can be found?
No clue. She was talking gibberish.
Now, where was I?
Right. Right, we gold up early. Okay. Where's the wallet? Here we go. No.
Have you seen this before?
My card? Where did you dig that up?
At a crime scene near Baker Street involving a young servant's kidnapping, I might add.
No. Someone used it without my consent. How else would it end up there?
Because you were doing shit there.
I have been told that you hired Dea's son, Girves, right before he vanished. His brother also said you had a metal eye. What do you make of this?
Tell that him to stop making things up.
Oh god, fast travel back here. I want to see something. Ew. Eh. Ooh. Huh. I like those better.
Have you ever heard of a man with a metallic eye?
I've seen him even. Dirty Summers is the name. A nasty lout with a silver ball in place of a missing eye.
I shudder to ask, but where does one find a Dirty Summers?
He likely signed on with a ship. I am not one to spy on others, let alone him.
I see.
My advice, keep away from him.
What do you know about this poster?
A foreign woman asked to put it up. She's plastered them all over the port.
Any clues as to her whereabouts?
None. It was hard to understand what she was saying. What can I get you? After the incident the other day, it seems customers are staying at home.
Who abducted? I don't know.
The people here are resilient. Tomorrow it'll all be forgotten.
I don't like that. looks sexy. Okay, so, go to P, go to P. Can I not? Do I need to walk outside to use the fast travel? Yes, that's yes.
What are you gawping at?
Mr. Soulsby, you know more than you're letting on.
What makes you say that? And how do I fit in all this? Sorry, you lost me there.
Mr. Soulsby, you know more than you're letting on.
What makes you say that?
A man named Dirty Summers was involved in some recent kidnappings across London. He used your name as a cover for his deeds.
What? Really? That doesn't mean I'm involved, though.
Your calling card was found at the crime scene. That's enough to make you a suspect.
You cannot be serious.
It's true. And that's before mentioning your gold watch. It's brand new and awfully expensive for a customs officer. Clearly you have found yourself another source of income. I'm sure Scotland Yard will be delighted to investigate further.
All right, stop. Look, it's not as it seems. I did not partake in the kidnappings.
I'm all ears, Mr. Soulsby.
Yes, I know Summers. He paid me to turn a blind eye to his business in the warehouse area. Just that. On my word.
You did not tell me which warehouse he used?
I do not recall. But I used red paint to mark unsupervised warehouses. Ought to be one of them.
What else can you say of Summers?
He is a regular at the Cursed Mermaid. Goes there with his crew almost every evening.
What for?
I don't know. I assumed just for a drink.
Why do I have the feeling that you know more about Dirty Summers than you're letting on?
I have nothing more to add, sir.
Enough. I have hard evidence that Summers was involved in recent kidnappings across London.
I'm not surprised. So what?
A customs officer, Roy Soulsby, testified that Summers was a regular here. You must know something about his business.
All I know is his drinks order.
Okay. The haunted house.
If the lives of the missing do not concern you, then I would urge you to think about your unborn child.
Are you threatening me?
Nothing of the sort, but that doesn't mean that there won't be consequences for your silence. Everyone knows you happily served Summers and his crew. Should the police come knocking, you'll be the one going away. And none of us wish to see you raise a child behind bars. Now, spare yourself the trouble and tell me all you know.
Okay. Summers hired my private room. I think he used it to recruit people, but I haven't seen him in a few days. He paid me cash, so I paid him no attention. Nor did I touch anything inside. Here's the key, go and do what you will. Just leave me out of it.
strange symbols. I don't recognize them. £5. That won't go far.
Okay. Doctor, right. Already noticed. Oh, good.
The hairs on the back of my neck stood up. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up.
It's a large harbor. If our kidnapper is hiding here, finding him won't be easy.
Oh, okay. There we go, man. Okay, so warehouse district. Left. Okay, two's unsupervised. So we've already been there. It's
Wrong warehouse. Nothing to see here.
yeah, it's haunted. There's supposed to be in there. Five, one, and runs. Well, the last name was 12 too, so
The planks were broken with force.
up, down, Almost.
Really, Holmes, this ought to be beneath you.
As my brother would say, it is for the greater good. There are a couple of marks on this end. The scratches are fresh, left by something metallic.
Okay, then. I am off to the warehouse.
The layers of rust will prevent any movement. This crank saw some use. This crank saw some use. Good quality, but torn in many spots. Mold. That's why you don't leave sailcloth lying out. Well oiled and well maintained.
Something was giving me a yellow.
Fit for a crank.
Crank downstairs.
It's stuck. No one's used it in a very long time.
Okay, well, Frank's downstairs.
A hidden passage, just as I expected.
Sure.
Wait here, Watson, and keep an eye on the doors. I'll scout the premises.
Will do. Be careful down there.
Wait. What's happening?
Oh, hello.
What is this place? Where am I? Strangely cold. Something is missing. This cannot have been under the port of London all along. Is it an illusion? Only way forward is the abyss.
Whee! Hey, look, it's the solution.
Phew, I didn't die. It is icy cold and pulsating.
Right, and then back to where we came. Hard on the knees.
My heart, be calm.
I am somewhere else. How?
I don't know.
It's harder to breathe here. What is that?
Oh, there's a light train on there, so.
Oh no!
Ew.
Unspeakably revolting.
Right.
Head is already spinning. When will this end?
stench. A strange stone. It almost feels alive.
Okay.
On my head. What just happened?
Wait, which one did I go through? I don't remember. This one? Oh. Flat line, clear edges.
It's rather frustrating. One down, one to go.
What? Okay, I'm confused. Well, the one that has footprints in it. Alright.
Oh, that is truly revolting.
That's what I thought I did. What the fuck?
Frozen and pulsing almost like it has a heart. Did I get out? John?
What is it, Holmes?
Watson?
Holmes, where are you? Holmes. Holmes. Are you all right?
Fine. Watson, I'm fine, thank you for asking.
Fine? By Jove, you should have heard the way you called out my name.
It was just a game of shadows.
Here's facial features.
I'm glad. This place gives me the chills. What are we dealing with?
Something that's finally interesting. Did you hear that, Watson?
I hear you.
Kianak, Flegethor, Lebumna, Siaha, Inguft. Finglui, Maglanafa, Kutulu, Rilia, Waganagal, Fatagan.
What on earth?
How is that possible?
His abdomen is severely bloated. Cyanosis of the lips, marks on the neck. This man was strangled. Someone used mud to draw a cross in a rectangle. Why? Fine rope work, cut by a finer blade. These clothes were crudely cut off someone. An American, judging by the style. Oh, potent. This sensor has more narcotic residues. What on earth? It looks like the scribbling of madmen. Oh, potent. This sensor has more narcotic residues. These clothes are missing buttons. They were forcefully removed. These clothes are missing buttons. They were forcefully removed.
Where is everything else? I don't see. Oh, wait. There it is.
Dumpra, a staple of lecturemen's attire in Nepal, gathered from dozens of people at the very least. A small bloodstain, but not serious. Deep scratches left in a frenzy. The strength it would take to carry this crate, let alone break it. It seems made for simple experiments. I wager they could not afford a better set. This box contained a narcotic substance, much like the one in Kimihia's brazier. Black Edelweiss Institute, established 17-something. Old bloodstains. I've never seen a pattern like this before.
We're not going out. Who's making something about it?
An American passport. Amos Colby. Someone got their hands dirty painting this with blood. At least 24 pendants, all identical and made of tin.
Doors have been one, yeah. Okay. Where's the... this one? Okay, and then...
Many people were brought to this place. Their abductors stripped off their clothes and discarded them in a pile. The prisoners were kept in a soporific trance by the use of narcotics. A few tried to resist, but alas, in vain. After a few days, everyone was stuffed in a crate and sent elsewhere. Only one captive was left behind. He was strangled to death on this altar.
What the hell is happening, Holmes?
Calm yourself.
Cannot be.
What is it? Oh my God. Please tell me we found all we needed to, Holmes.
I think we found a bit more than that.
Yet we have no clue as to where those people have been taken.
And that's where you're wrong, Watson. We have more than enough. I just need to connect the dots. How about you pack your suitcase in the meantime, my dear fellow? Just in case.
Well, password, obvious one. Flyer, obvious one. The things. Head for 1870s, Europe. Type of organization. Establishing especially in metal cases addiction is.
Dr. Watson, how does a trip to Switzerland sound to you?
It sounds unexpected. What makes you think we should head there?
It's all about the box with narcotics and Mr. Colby's clue, the cross inside a rectangle. Put two and two together, add a dash of research, and what do you get? The Black Edelweiss Institute in Interlaken, Switzerland. If we hurry, we can still catch tonight's train. As grateful as I have been for your company, Dr. Watson, I'm afraid you shall have to investigate Edelweiss alone.
Hello? Mr. Holmes, I fear you overestimate my abilities.
Nonsense. You are a military man, a bastion of British courage.
I'm no such thing. As a doctor, I avoided most combat, save for one dreadful day. My troop was ambushed in a village, with innocents caught in the crossfire. Too many to help.
Man with the rosary. was one of them?
A translator, yes. We were trapped. 6 soldiers and myself. I thought it was the end. But Lieutenant Paget refused to go quietly. The men prepared for a final stand. I rose to follow, but Paget shook his head. He told me to run. That I had other men to save. They charged, and I fled through the rear. So you see, Mr. Holmes, I am a coward.
The logic seems inescapable.
Yes.
You, a surgeon by trade, would have been perfectly useless in that conflict.
What? No.
And how many men have you helped since? Ailments eased, troubles tended?
No more than a handful. Truth be told, I've become somewhat of a recluse.
How many people could you help with 30 years ahead of you? Dozens? Hundreds? Paget was correct. You can cease your self-recrimination.
Holmes, I don't know what to say.
I would start with, I am Dr. John Watson, may I look around? The Edelweiss staff will doubtless be eager to show off their facilities to a fellow physician. I have already taken the liberty of sending a letter on your behalf to request a visit.
And what of you?
I shall be pursuing other avenues. Should you see anything troublesome or improper, simply notify the local authorities. Otherwise, try a little analysis yourself. You know my methods. Apply them.